If once we were able to view the Borgia's fable in which the cartographers of the empire drop a map so detailed that it ends up covering the territory exactly, the decline of the empire witnesses the fraying of this map as the most beautiful allegory of simulation. This fable has now come full circle for us in the West, and possesses nothing but the discrete charm of second-order simulacra. In the present-day West, abstraction is no longer that of the map, the double, the mirror, or the concept. Simulation is no longer that of a territory, a referential being or substance. It is the generation by complex models of a real without origin or reality, a hyperreal. The territory no longer precedes the map, nor does it survive it. It is nevertheless the map that precedes the territory, or a procession of simulacra, that engenders the territory. And if one must return to the fable, today it is the breadth of this idea whose shreds slowly rot across the extent of the map, while vestiges persist here and there in the deserts that are no longer those of the empire, but ours, the desert of the real itself. In fact, even inverted, Borgia's fable is unusable. Only the allegory of the empire perhaps remains, because it is with this same materialistic imperialism that present-day simulators attempt to make the real, all of it, coincide with their models of simulation. But it is no longer a question of either maps or territories. Something has disappeared. The sovereign difference between one and the other that constituted the charm of abstraction, because it is the difference that constitutes the poetry of the map and the charm of the idea, the magic of the concept and the charm of the real. This imaginary of representation, which simultaneously culminates in and is engulfed by the cartographer's mad project of the ideal coextensivity of map and territory, disappears in the simulation whose operation is nuclear and genetic. And now it is all of metaphysics and spirit that is lost. No more mirror of being and appearance, of the real and its concept. No more imaginary or coextensivity. It is genetic miniaturization that is the dimension of simulation. The real is produced from miniaturized cells, matrices, and memory banks. And through models of control, it can be reproduced an indefinite number of times from these. It no longer needs to be rational, because it no longer measures itself against either an ideal or negative instance. It is no longer anything but operational. In fact, it is no longer a valid reality, because no spirit or imagination envelops it anymore. The notion of Western culture has become a virtual hyperreal, produced from a radiating synthesis of combinatory models in a hyperspace without atmosphere. We are both virtually alive and dead simultaneously, and the corpse of Western civilization now only operates like a Frankenstein, awaiting anxiously to be burned with fire.